Hi, I'm Jim Gordon for SmallCapPower, and we are live and welcoming you to the Sprott Symposium in downtown Vancouver. Jim Gordon here with SmallCapPower. We are here at the 2018 Sprott Symposium. I am joined by the CEO of GoviEx Uranium. His name is Daniel Major, and I want to thank you for being here, and a big extra thanks because you have literally just landed from London, and that's always a delightful flight to fly. Well, let's start with a general overview of GoviEx Uranium for people out there watching that may not know of the company.
Yeah, no, certainly. I mean, GoviEx has been around since 2007 when it was originally formed. The company started with a large project in Niger. Since then, we've acquired projects in Zambia and in Mali. We're only in Africa, we're only in uranium. Right. We have one of the largest resources in uranium of all of the listed peers out of there. We have a lot of explorations upside on our projects. I mean, 208 million pounds of uranium in the ground. But the key for us is two of our projects are already fully permitted.
Important to mention that.
Fully permitted projects. And that really what differentiates us from our peers. Because one of the reasons we like being in Africa, people always ask me that question.
Just about to, so yeah.
It is simple because you can get stuff done. We got our permit in Niger, for example, in 6 months.
And sorry to interrupt you, but compare that to, say,
Canada.
Canada? Yeah.
The quickest permit for a uranium mine is 7 years.
Ooh.
The longest is 23 years.
Okay.
So if you think the uranium market is going to turn, and we certainly do,
yeah.
Finally, we think that things have changed a lot there, then the difference is that a company like GoviEx actually can build its mines into that. So you're taking a developer into cash flow, whereas many of my peers are just going to carry on being developers waiting for the next cycle, because we'll already be there.
Let's talk a little bit about the markets, because they can always be a good or bad influence. You talk about the stability of your company and the involvement with the markets.
Yeah, I mean, I joined this company in 2012, and the uranium market has been in a downward slide since I've been in the company. I mean, ever since Fukushima in 2011, it's been a downward trend. We've been working out a lot of inventory in the market. We've had a lot of major production cuts, and I think we're now starting to see that point where the inventory levels have been brought down to where they need to be. But what that's doing is actually putting more pressure onto that inventory position in the market. But I think more interesting for us longer term, and this is where the longer term play comes from, over the next 10 years, you've got about another 30 million pounds of uranium production that will disappear from the market, simply because those old mines have finished mining.
Right.
They've reached the end of their days and they're closing out. And the problem you have in the industry now is that the current uranium price does not support the construction of new projects.
And do you see that changing? I mean, you're obviously very comfortable. You've established stability and a reputation in Africa. Are you looking to expand further into other parts? Long term, if you're looking at the next 10 years.
As I say, we started with Niger, we went then to Zambia, and what we've tended to do is consolidate on projects that we've got and add to. And even last year, we acquired another property in Zambia directly next to our own, so we could double up the scale of the project.
Sure.
You have to pick the right projects. What we have is a lot of exploration upside already, so acquiring another exploration piece of ground really doesn't add any value to us.
Sure.
Do we want to come out of Africa? Not really. We're very comfortable in that environment. And one of the reasons, and what I say to investors when I go out there is, don't be scared of Africa. 3 of the largest transactions in the last cycle were in Africa. I think what we've been able to show in our company as well, one of the early questions we got when we put out our capital number, which is, how do you finance this project? Yeah. And we said, well, debt. Every project should be debt. And what we've been able to show is that in Niger, we already have the expressions of interest from the export credit agencies, but more importantly, the underlying banks that allow us to show a path to debt. Whereas that is a benefit of actually being in Africa, because export credit agencies want to operate there. You couldn't do that in Canada because the export credit agencies don't offer that insurance coverage here. So you can get project financing in other parts of the world. It's tougher. Africa, it's actually tending to find it's easier. So there are benefits of being in Africa.
Excellent. You can go to goviex.com. That's GOVIEX.com. You can find more information on what you guys are up to.
Yep, and our ticker for those wanting to go that way is GXU.
Okay, even better. Thank you very much. It's Daniel Major, the CEO of GoviEx Uranium, who has joined us after a long flight from London. I appreciate you stopping in, Daniel.
No problem at all.
Pleasure. Cheers.
Thank you. Thank you.